We're not there yet, right? Okay, let's see if we can jetpack up there before our jetpack runs out. Probably not. This is gonna be bad. So close. Hello everyone, Thranks is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, episode 281. What a beautiful sunset on this planet. You know, for having red water and red grass, the sunsets are remarkably beautiful, well, until you get another superheated storm. Okay, so the weather's not great here, but that's part of what's going to make this place so awesome, right? Is the fact that it's going to make money. Now, what I think we need to do, let's see, if I was to... I had considered possibly making something really large. I don't think this structure is going to stay here. In fact, the more I look at it, the more I think that this is just a temporary place for us to refine some stuff right now and buy some stuff and step in out of the rain, but this isn't really where I want to be. Where I want to be is underwater. Yes, I think we need what we need. What we need. We have two teleporters that we set up in our area with the landing pad, and I think one of them will take us to an observatory, and one of them will take us to the actual base, which will be underwater, and then the underwater base is what will have access to all of the money, of course. So let's head down into the water here, and let's look at our little money area. How much money is in the vault currently? Because I bet it's quite a lot. Yeah, that's a significant amount of money right there. That is 13 million units. It's producing 4,000 an hour, so roughly in about 3 hours and change, a little under 4 hours, you'll make 13 million, which means effectively you're pulling this is rough guesstimates, about 3.5 million per hour. That's great. However, not good enough. Not good enough at all. So, I think before we get to working on the rest of the base, because I was thinking we would do the living section of the base first, but I've actually decided we're going to continue to generate the money section of the base. So we have storage, which will help us out significantly in the amount of money that we get once we show up here. Oh, see, if we had an underwater base, I wouldn't have to go up there to buy metal plates. I could always just make more. But it's so easy to buy them instead. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so let's find a spot for a base. Do we want it to be here? It doesn't necessarily have to be co-located with all of this. But if it's not, then doing work on it is a more difficult endeavor. Plus, something to consider. While we did get very, very excited at the A-class activated indium deposit that is over in this side of the island, we still have the B-class on the other side, and I was thinking to myself, why would we not harvest both? I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious that we should harvest both, so I think we will. We'll make some more of these metal plates here. See if we can't just really, really tap out this mineral deposit over here. And again, we will get them all in sync. So we're saying, it doesn't necessarily say how many. I think they said what it was 475, which is why we're at 4,200 with 9 of them. But it doesn't say. It says 460 an hour, density of 73%. I believe, honestly, we could expand this dramatically. Okay, well, let's start to see just how ridiculous this can get. I don't... when I had first thought about doing this, after I got a significant amount of activated indium from a frigate expedition, my thought process was, why go small? If we could find a deposit that was extensive, my thought was we would just annihilate it. We would cover it with so many... Am I really out of ferrite dust? Whoa! Wow! Wow! Okay, so we have used up our ferrite dust. Oh my goodness. Well, now it's the principle of the matter where I don't plan on giving up anytime soon. So let's wire these up. Let's let these start connecting here. Right? And then another one here. So on this far end, we're gathering 462 an hour, 457, 460, 62. This array, this single A-class deposit is extensive. The amount that this could cover is a little ridiculous. But we absolutely we're going to need more ferrite dust. Okay. Okay, so that settles it. What we're going to do now is start to put in the rest of our base facilities, because we actually have all of the resources we could need for this in our storage. Now, we can't call our freighter here, and frankly going up and down to our freighter would be a waste anyways. We don't yet have the blue stellar shielding required to bring our freighter here. But we can just put the storage down here in this environment. I'm not sure how much power we're using, though. So we're going to make a quick trip over to our power node. And we're just going to take a peek at what we're actually using here. I believe it will tell us. Power used. Oh, we're not even halfway. We're not even halfway. Oh my goodness. And honestly, I think this should be expanded. My vision, well, okay, my vision is extensive, but what we need is a place to set up and live. We're going to need a place to be. So if we can just commit to say we're going to settle in this little underwater area. I guess that's the part I keep going back and forth on in my head, is where precisely are we going to set up the actual base? I feel like it should be back over here. This is, in fact, after all, the central point nearest to the base computer. And we want to build things really, really, really up high. Okay, so let's assume that's the case. We don't really have the ferrite at this time. Oh, it's pure ferrite for this. Oh, well, shoot. This is how it goes then. Now, once we get to a certain height... Oof. No, stop. Okay, well that's not going to work. Let's take a step back. Is that high enough? I don't think so. If it's gonna be like a grand observatory sort of base, we want it to go way up there. Now, from here, we'll go ahead and we'll attach some of these large rooms, right? We'll do a large cylindrical room. I have no idea how I'm going to get up there. I know that eventually we'll be able to connect the teleporter up there, and it will be as easy as can be. But we're not there yet, right? Okay, let's see if we can jetpack up there before our jetpack runs out. Probably not. This is going to be bad. So close. Okay, we might have been able to make it. Maybe, with that last little bit. I think if I have yes in my heart, I think we can make it. Wait a second. I can just use my build camera. Of course I can. Ah ha ha, see? You can teach an old dog new trick. No, it's too far. It's out of reach. Have we pushed ourselves too far? We've pushed it too far to the limit. I know we can build a landing pad up there and then just land. That might be the way to do it. I believe in us. I believe. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, as far as power cords go, we should be able to tap into that one fairly easily. Right, so we have power connection there, and that's going to snap up to... Can we snap onto there? Oh. Look at that. It's not super clean, but we are going to use the mod that hides all of our power cords. Okay. So then to make matters easier to get up here, we're going to add a short-range teleporter right in the dead center. Metal plating. Well, that's the thing we're going to... Really? Well, where there's a will, there is a way. You cannot have no in your heart. And I'm sure... no. Ah ha 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 ha. I know. You see, what we'll do is we'll put a galactic trade terminal up here. Ooh, we need one more microprocessor. Carbon nanotubes. Oh, that's easy. We're chasing the dragon now for sure. Boom. Done. And done. I'll take that metal plating off your hands. Sure, we'll take that too. We're going to need it. Microprocessors. Ooh, no, I don't want that many. I'll take a few, sure. There, that will do it. Now, as we were... power industry, technology, teleporter. Boom. And a teleport cable. So this is going to connect here, and I don't know if this is a super visible thing, but we're going to start taking it down. You know what? They say short-range teleporters. That might be a little far. Let's run it over here and see if it's able to connect. If it's not, well, then I have really just put myself in a bind. It looks like it's still trying to connect. It hasn't really changed color yet. says short range. It's not that long range, is it? Oh, oh, oh. Nope, that is the limit. Interesting. We could always double up teleporters in here. Surely we could reach from here to there. Most of our distance is given up going from up there to down here. Right? It says must attach to structure, but I'm pretty sure what they mean is that it must attach to teleporter. Boom, look at that. Voila. I like how they held my place, they held my connection. That's... oh, look at the weather. I think we'll start putting in some glass corridors. Ooh, a viewing sphere would be really neat. Just a big rainbow. Not much to see while the storm is active. We're pretty high. I like how you can see the terrain under the ocean. All right, so we have our connection. We can get back up here easily. Let us prepare the second teleporter. Which will be right here. Cannot build in valid position. Right, well, we're gonna... is that where I'm going to keep that teleporter? Potentially. Alright. I feel fairly confident this will reach. And if not, then you'll just have to walk down to it, I guess. I really want the main living area to be up there. I want it to be a very elevated base. Like a sky base. Okay, I'm still seeing the teleport beam track. Oh. So we got like no extra distance. Gosh darn it. They're not kidding. Those are incredibly short-range teleporters. Okay, well that's perfectly acceptable. Not at all because I want to accept it, but more because I have to. Let's pull this up. Still doing runaway mold. I'll take that. Keep trucking. Don't stop. All right, let's go up here, and from here we'll build. All right, we'll delete that, and then what we need to do is we're just going to go a little bit nuts with these glass hallways, right? We'll do one there, and then one there, and then the rest will be windows. I think that's the right call. What good is being up here if you cannot delete that, and then glass corridor? Okay, so then when you show up here, you're right smack in the middle of everything. A scale. Now it says, you know what I've never... Rotate. So you can't scale everything. So certain things you can scale, and certain things you can't. That's if I want to pick the color. I need to actually look at these a little closer, and then if I toggle the camera, can I leave? I can't even step out of the building. Interesting. Well, that might be worth having a door for that reason alone. Let's put some square rooms around these, I think, is the right call. I wish you could do like a glass roof, like the biodome, but not full of plants. But I guess that's what the viewing sphere is for, but I wish the viewing sphere was a little larger. Maybe. Okay, first things first, we need to get our storage down. Now, I believe the storage container we want is storage container 3. Now, this is just temporary. We're not going to leave this here. No, that's shiny rocks. Hold on. It would not be 4, 2? 2 is spare parts, I believe. Yep. Alright, now from here, we'll take this magnetized ferrite and this oxygen. Not that we necessarily need that much, but... It's curious that sometimes it will snap there to the center, but I don't have to snap it to the center, right? I can put it over here, and then I can put another one over here. Missing components, microprocessors. That's fair enough. And now what I would like to do is I would like to put you here, and the oxygen there, and rare metal element. No. That's not exactly what I would like to make. No, the rare metal element is actually more efficient. Okay, so here's how we're going to use our refiner magic like we've done in the past. We're going to process all of this into at least 10 rare metal elements. And we'll come over here. We'll get ourselves a trade area. We'll buy a few more microprocessors. Not a big deal. Now we'll build ourselves another large refiner. Oh, we're short a microprocessor. I guess the big question is, are we still going to do an underwater section? I don't think so. I think there'll be enough to look at underwater with all the industry that... Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at these views. Can I get a large window, please? Yeah. I'm such a fan. Such a fan. Okay. Well, we're going to need more glass for certain. Alright, back as we were. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but we're making progress. So we'll get a large refiner here. Kind of rough. I don't think we're going to leave these quite like this. Alright. Now, what we're going to do here, because we've used a good bit of our pure ferrite as well, is we're going to start processing this rare metal element that we have. Because there is no reason not to go nuts with this base. We have, I mean, to just go just over the top. Like, out of control, over the top. We're just gonna go for the gold. We're gonna go for gusto. And all those other things. So I think that just gives us some of what we already spent for our pure ferrite, right? So we still didn't get back up to where we were with pure ferrite, which, you know, I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it's something to note. But what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this pure ferrite, please, and we're going to mix it with oxygen, which is going to give us rust. And lots of it. And the rust we'll process into ferrite dust, and then we'll get our ferrite dust back. Gosh, I almost wish we could get our freighter here, because we have a manufacturing center on our freighter set up just for this. But then we're flying back and forth. I don't want to duplicate all of that here necessarily. This place is really just supposed to be a one-stop shop for everything that we need. Well, let's start brainstorming the rest of our construction here. Ooh, we're out of pure ferrite. And we can't build... Oh, okay. We cannot build another large refiner, but we can build a medium. Which is fine, because we have more rare earth, or rare metal elements, just like that. So we'll process some of these into pure ferrite, and once we get the pure ferrite we need, we'll start seeing how these hallways can connect, and we'll start working on the aesthetics of this place. Thinking something like... I don't know. Is that even... That doesn't even line up. I think what we need... Oh, I see. What we need is more glass. Just straight up, we need a bunch of glass processed from all this frostwork that we have. We can always go get more. Okay, that's good to start. So, I'm pretty sure to make these connect, we need a glass corridor, then a curved corridor. And then if I put in another glass corridor right here, it should... Oh, look at that. Voila. Snaps us together. And we'll just kind of mimic this around in a nice little symmetrical circle pattern, square pattern. It's a little bit of both. Okay, make sure it doesn't snap to the wrong structure, and there we have it. Look at that. I would like some more pure ferrite, please. Alright. You know what I've realized, actually? Holy crow. What a waste it is to keep these stacked elements in here. For some reason I thought that was better for storage, but this is not... This is horrible for storage. We need to process all of this. We need to get all of this processed and transferred back into its raw materials. It's not doing us any good in this condensed form. You know how much more we could store in that container if we just broke everything down, if we just took the time to process all of this into its raw resources. It's kind of shameful that I didn't do that or notice it sooner. Good night. Look at that. That's only 3,000. That was a whole stack, and it's only 3,000 oxygen. Wow, it's never too late. It's never too late to improve the way that we do things. I mean, when you stop learning is when you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you know, then where do you go from there? What is left? What is left after that? No, I want to always improve. I want to always, it's cliche, you know, to be like, I want to learn something new every day, but I really, really do. I don't want to be stuck in my ways. So let's process all of this into the pure ferrite that we're going to need. But I don't think there's much more to this base that we want to build here. The emphasis here is industry. Now, do we want it to look nice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do we want to focus so much on the infrastructure here at the cost of everything else? Not even a little bit. Oh my goodness. Hotkeys, you say? There you go. Sure, it's kind of the only picture we've taken for this episode. So I guess you know where I got the thumbnail from. We just need to process all of this. So what I need to do is actually dig into this spare parts container, reorganize, this carbon. What is this? These 3 stacks of carbon crystal would equal 1 stack of 9,000 carbon. It wouldn't even be 9,999. And we only have 2 sodium, 2 chloride, 2 cobalt. This whole container needs to be reworked. My shame runs deep. It runs so deep. So I'm going to process all of these resources. I'm actually going to get our resources figured out. For the most part, I don't normally like to do stuff off camera, but I think for this situation, given what we need, this is where we need to be. So I'm going to keep processing rare metal elements, and then I'm going to turn around and process ferrite and oxygen into rust, and then of course I'm going to process the rust once we have a nice stack of it into ferrite dust, and then we're going to go back down and work on the construction with the rest of the materials. Can I build a second refiner? Yeah, a second medium refiner. You know what? Let's see if can we fit a large refiner over here actually? Is this far enough away? Oh, it is. Oh, well. Then forget these medium refiners. We don't need that. We're going to have to start painting some of our rooms up. So this is where we'll process rust into ferrite dust. And are you going to let me snap this onto this wall? That bothers me. Oh, that bothers me. You're not going to stay there. No, you are not. But for now we're going to make do. Pure ferrite, I mean, we might as well buy it. I knew that we need it. Ferrite dust, we might as well buy that. Oxygen, we're going to use that up. We're going to use all this stuff up. Alright, so we'll process one of these, we'll make ferrite dust out of rust, and the other one will tear down all of our ingredients, like all of this carbon crystal. I'm going to actually do that, though, not on camera, because I feel like this is going to get slightly tedious. I'm not even going to... Okay. And before you know it, we're just going to chew up that much more time of just running these resources in a row. But you've got the basic gist, right? We make rare metal elements for practically nothing. They just take a long time. They process into 1500 pure ferrite a pop, which we're going to mix with oxygen to make a ton of rust. And the rust, at a very nice ratio, will process into ferrite dust over here, and then I will get our spare parts inventory managed. And we'll come back in the next episode once we have all the resources enough to finish up this base. I don't want to... as much fun as I'm having, and I do want to make this base epic for people to come and get lots of money, I don't want to spend more than another episode here. So I'm going to get us set up, and we'll finalize this base in the next episode. But until then, take care.